Lila Morgan and Elliot Hart. The Man with No Face. Part 2. February, 1994. The man with no face wasn't trying to kill us. He was trying to warn us. I didn't realize that until I saw Elliot die. For the third time. My name is Lila Morgan. I can travel through time. Elliot Hart remembers every timeline that has ever existed. And somewhere between those timelines, something has started hunting us. The knock on my apartment door came again. 3 slow knocks. I looked through the peephole. Elliot stood there, breathing hard. Behind him, the faceless man hadn't moved. He simply stood at the end of the hallway, watching. I unlocked the door and pulled Elliot inside. The second he crossed the threshold, every light in my apartment exploded. Glass rained onto the floor. The clock stopped. Then Elliot grabbed his head and screamed. I remember another one. What? Another timeline? His eyes filled with panic. In this version, I die. The apartment door burst open on its own. The hallway outside was gone. In its place was endless darkness. The faceless man stepped inside. He made no sound, no footsteps, no breathing, just silence. Then he lifted one hand. The room around us began changing. My apartment melted away. The walls peeled back like old paint. Suddenly we were standing in an abandoned train station, the same one from my nightmare. But this time, it wasn't empty. Hundreds of people stood frozen where they had been. A mother holding her child's hand, a businessman checking his watch, a police officer reaching for his radio. None of them moved. They looked like statues. Elliot whispered, "These aren't people. They're moments." The faceless man walked between them, gently touching each one. Every person he touched dissolved into floating ash. Not erased, archived. Then, for the first time, he spoke. His voice sounded like dozens of people talking at once. You believe I destroy timelines. You are mistaken. He pointed behind us. A low rumble shook the station. The darkness at the far end of the platform began moving. It wasn't a shadow. It was swallowing the station itself. Signs disappeared. Benches vanished. Entire sections of the platform simply ceased to exist. The faceless man turned toward us. It has found this timeline. What is it? I asked. His answer made my blood run cold. You. I stared at him. What? Not you. The version of you that never stopped traveling. Elliot's face turned pale. No. The faceless man nodded. She has crossed too many years. She no longer belongs to any of them. The darkness rushed toward us. Inside it, I saw someone walking. A woman, green jacket, brown backpack, messy dark hair. Me. Except her eyes were completely black. She smiled. I've been looking for you, she said. I've already erased 23 timelines. And you're the last version of me that's still fighting. She stepped out of the darkness. Everything around her aged instantly. Metal rusted, concrete cracked. The station decayed into ruins in seconds. She looked at me almost sympathetically. You still think time can be saved. Then she looked at Elliot. I'm sorry. You always die first. Before I could react, she snapped her fingers. Elliot vanished. Not in a flash, not in smoke. He simply stopped existing. I screamed his name. Nothing. No memory of him. No photographs. No sketches. Nothing but an empty feeling that someone important had just been taken from me. The faceless man reached into his coat and handed me a worn leather sketchbook. You drew this, he said. Inside were hundreds of drawings. Every one of them was Elliot. On the final page, in handwriting I recognized as my own, were 6 chilling words. Draw him before you forget him again. And that's when I realized something horrifying. This wasn't the first time Elliot had been erased. It was just the first time I'd remembered it.